Shoot. Here's my personal question. Did you get the vaccine? Just a random question. Because I feel like, well, as I wonder, are they linking it still to myocarditis and all that? That's the only reason I'm asking. Like, and I'm not saying I have an opinion either way. I'm trying to look at the research. Right, right. No need for. Okay, good. Please don't. I hate to sound that way, but please don't. Right, right. There's pressure. Oh, they get. Yeah. Nope. Right. Well, so and as funny as I have on the screen, I'm showing to my students right now as we have our 1 o'clock class. So I'm starting a little late, but the UC Welcome Weekend, they're taking us down for the MSW November 10th and 11th, and we're having trouble even scheduling that as we've got to have faculty in person and whatnot. But are you? Do you have an MSW? We've already talked about this because it's that it does not make money. Okay, so like UC or OSU and all them show up and then recruit, it sounds like. Okay. Does UC make it there? University of Cincinnati? Okay. Right. Well, no, I agree. Well, I'll pass it on to our students. And yes, this is my cell. So feel okay. If you have a flyer, I know Nikita will pass it around too. Okay. Well, feel free to call me on this number anytime. I'm working my hardest to get us on page, and it is right. Yes. Okay. Okay. That sounds good. Okay. Perfect. Well, thank you. Yes. Perfect. Well, thank you so much and good to talk to you. All right. See you. Bye. Oh, wow. How are you all?
How are you? You got a lot going on.
There's always something, and like you try to give a response to everybody and try not to make it overwhelming, but he has an MSW night tomorrow at Cedarville, and he said we're all invited if you want to go to the MSW night at Cedarville. And they like show off their programs at, he said, Wright State, Case Western. He's not sure if these guys will come, but did you guys also see this? This is our other big announcement.
Is this the trip that y'all had did last year?
It is.
Yeah, I didn't go last year, so I'm gonna go this year. Because I remember y'all was telling me it was for juniors and seniors. And I'm a junior.
Yes, they still are saying it's for juniors and seniors, but we did try to get you all to go last year. You almost went.
It was full. And
No.
well, y'all said it was for juniors and seniors, and I was gonna kind of, I didn't want to sign up and be like, oh, you can't come, you're not a junior. And I'm like, why?
No, I made it open to everybody, but that's okay. You can. Do you want to go this year?
Yeah, I was
all right.
like, who was the person that came and talked?
Who did come and talk?
I don't know. Was it UC? Or was it USC?
Ohio State University.
Oh, no.
OSU.
I wanted to go there, but.
That's next weekend, I think, or like the end of this month.
So after this.
This is November, but OSU is like Halloween-ish.
Oh, they didn't have
You just email mswinfo@osu.edu, if I remember, like the flyers in our office, and they'll like.
I didn't know there was no office.
I think they do. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, no, I never have to say, yeah, it's
So this is at UC, and then also Ohio State University is offering to drive people to Columbus and give you a hotel and food in a weekend, which I don't know if there's a deadline for that one too, but that one's October 29th, I believe.
Where is it? Like the application.
It's on our hub. Do you have access to that?
Yeah, they sent me an email.
That's it. That's it. So those are some of our announcements. Gosh, I feel like there should be like 25 others, but since you all have already done your presentations, oh yeah, she said, I'm good. Finally got the day off. How are you? I'm making it. It seems that everywhere I go, there is just stuff to get done. And that's fine. I mean, that's what we signed up for. But I want it to be interesting. Like, this is another random one from Nissan. It says, we have processed your request to cancel all Nissan Connect services powered by Sirius X for the vehicle identified below. I hope so, because it does say support at Nissan Connect services. I don't use Sirius Radio. I don't really care about the remote stuff. It's cool, but it's not that cool. I just want my car to drive. I don't need to see how much it charged, how much fuel is left. Remote start to heat it up. I don't really care. I wear coats and hats. Oh, but then the next email said, congratulations, you are enrolled in Nissan Connect by...
Did your wife sign up for it?
It was me, because like I noticed it didn't work, I believe, over the weekend. Sometimes I will start air conditioning. Like if I have something in the car that really can't get hot, say chocolate bars I bought in the morning, and if it's going to get real hot, I'll hit air condition. And it'll start cooling the car, and it'll stay plugged in and charged and cool the car, and the chocolate doesn't melt. That is all that I use it for. That's it. Not the end of the world. So that being said, that's kind of like my personal update, along with 3 kids. Do I even have them on here anywhere? I guess I have to plug my phone in to do that. No, you guys are on this one. Here we go. The streaming one is here. We don't get very much sleep. That's another one going on. I feel like beyond that, you all who have presented your group and like learned to lead a group, now we're just starting the final paper. And I do like one turn in before the final. So maybe like just to show an outline or something in November. And that's it. And then the final, because it's so long, I like to do like outline or first half of it, and then
Can you give us like an outline template or something like how you kind of want to go?
it's on the bottom of the syllabus, like every single thing, which I might have it right here. Let me see. If I still explain it, yeah.
Like the first part at least.
Is it that one? Or is it that one?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So you're creating a group. That's the thesis statement. You're creating a mental health group in writing. So when you do this, this is something that, and I was showing you guys lots of grants that we had written.
I don't really pray. If you could just help me out here, I promise.
What is that? That's scary.
105. Oh my God. Okay. Ready?
What is City of Angels?
Get her into the math. That's a courtesy. 5. We will be there. The moment it
Maggie Rice didn't believe in angels until she fell in love with one. Academy Award-winning Nicolas Cage, critically acclaimed Meg Ryan, starring this romantic tale of an angel who falls in love with a mortal woman in present-day Los Angeles, the City of Angels. After losing a patient in the operating room, For no apparent reason, Dr. Maggie Rice, Ryan, suffers a crisis of confidence in her ability to be a heart surgeon. I don't know where that started from, but at least we know where the noise was. She was telling us to pray. I'm like, ooh, I feel concerned. Need every help we can get nowadays, whatever it may be. So here's what that was the group observation. So that's assignment 1. Then you led a group. That's assignment 2. Here is what we write up for the 8 to 15 page paper. Yeah. Oh, it's also probably the longest paper you have if you do 15 pages. So,
I had one that was 10 pages for my English class freshman year.
freshman year,
Yeah,
I don't even know if we had that long freshman year. Dang. Okay. Oh, guess what? This is the other funny thing. Now, whenever I sign that up, maybe they do this on purpose for the Nissan thing that's remote. I have to remember the like login and password or like that I created when I signed up. And they're like, send us your vehicle registration.
Yeah, I'll put in your notes so you can
Right. I guess that I am logged in now. That's fine.
Every time I put up my notes, I forget. It's in my notes, so I end up changing the password anyway. At some point, I'm just like, you know what? Just make the password every time I log in.
Right. That is kind of funny. Charging start. Oh, I took off the climate one. That's like the main one that I use. Bastards. I hate them. It's 72 degrees in the car. That's because I cracked the windows today. I'm like, I'm just going to go old school and have all the windows open that much. Because I do have chocolate in there. But 72 degrees, it should not melt, should it?
feel cool outside.
Adjust the slider to the desired temperature. Did you know you have weird crap like that nowadays?
That's cool.
Yeah. So they try to get you hooked on it and then they want you to pay for it. So they give you like maybe a year free, which is pretty good. And then when they told me I had to pay this weekend, I'm like, nah. And I thought about it and I acted like I sold the vehicle to myself. I said, oh, you're the new owner of this vehicle? I'm like, yes. And so I filled in all the info. There's always a loophole. So creating a mental health group. You guys could use the groups that you did. Girl Circle, or you could do. Here is paragraph 1 or part 1. It's the conceptualization. So let me zoom it one more time. Let's see if it's too big or too small. So title, abstract, scope, psychosocial concerns or themes. And so those first few, this is like, ooh, what the heck? I want to highlight. That is so weird. Do I need to update? So this is a paragraph. This one is 1 through. In this, so discuss the primary problem. And I'll start from the top, just so it's title should identify your specific information. So what's the name of the group? What do you guys want to lead for this group? Example is proposal for a support group for elderly women experiencing a grief over significant loss. So it could be like a widows group. The abstract is just that small first paragraph. Actually, that's what APA always tells you to have, but we haven't used this in most of my classes. Here you can use the abstract. There's one paragraph. It's a paragraph that provides an overview of the proposal, introduces the client population and the primary problem, identifies significant psychosocial concerns or themes of this client population, and the type of group selected for the proposal. It draws attention to the overall purpose. It's so weird it highlights like that. And briefly mentions how the group will accomplish its purpose. So like, why are you doing Girl Circle? I'm having a mental health group for girls because it's stressful in the world today, 2023, and it's just so much going on, so many distractions, that it's a lot. That's 2 to 3 paragraphs. Any questions on that?
Well, what are we proposing, like?
Creating your whole group, like,
So we're just proposing a group to them and to fake organization and how we beneficial and stuff.
And you can make it for real too. So like, say you are doing an internship next semester or next year, and if you worked for any place and they needed a girls' mental health group, write it as though you're trying to get $100,000. That's what makes it real to me. Like, I'm about to get this money, go to grants.gov and find where they're paying for it and get this money so I can guarantee I have a job when I graduate. That's how I say most folks should approach it, because then it's just like the real deal, where it's like if you work for the mental health group.
What is scope mean?
Is that the next one? So overall scope, think of it as like a gun. When you look through the scope of a gun, like that's what you have in target, what you're aiming for. You're aiming through the scope is what they usually call it, and what you're trying to do with it. So really it's that first sentence: discuss the scope of the primary problem and its importance. Like, women's mental health is this. Here's an article that shows why women's mental health is different today than ever before. Here are some of the things we're dealing with: electronics and online stuff and this, that, and the other. Trying to fill two roles, maybe, if you want to have a family and also be a professional, like stuff like that. Like, in the past, there wasn't as many of those, but now there is. How many people are affected by it? Let's say there's 350 million Americans and 175 million are women. Just like some general stats, and some articles will have that for you. And this is how you propose something that's worth $100,000. So you're like, in the whatever your hometown is in Michigan, Indiana, whatever your hometown is in Indiana. In Indianapolis, we have 2 million folks, 1 million are women, 500,000 are 18 and above dealing with this. Like, it's scary to think to write that way, but you'll find articles that will list this stuff and you can cite them. And then put in, after you cite, some of your own thoughts and opinions with stuff. And that's kind of how you would propose 100,000 or $1 million grant or something of that nature. I wonder if I have my grant right here. I do, but is it this one? Oh, I got the DSM-5 up still. That's funny. That's from the other class. But like, we just proposed a group for horticultural therapy at Central State University, and we asked for $500,000. So it's like $500,000, and why? Like, if we don't convince them, they ain't giving us that money. You know what I mean? It's a lot of money. Most of it goes to Central. They might give us a few grand each year to help coordinate it, but that's usually how grants go. If you're your own business or private practice, you could write a grant and be in charge of all of that money, but usually then you itemize what it goes to. So I might have one open still like that. That one itemizes it. We also have that. Oh, that's something different. But like this street outreach grant that we wrote for Lighthouse, this was for $1 million. I know it's longer than what you guys are writing. It's 78 pages, but that's because that's really how long it took to detail your procedures to effectively provide follow-up aftercare services to the youth. And you write, like, aftercare begins with each youth intake assessment. Aftercare is an integrated process that focuses on continuing skills and documented through the development of individualized plans to address safety, well-being, permanency, and self-sufficiency. So they're saying at Lighthouse, we already set people up for graduation from the beginning. Almost like what we do at Central. We're like, here's your check sheet. You get through this crap, you get a social work degree. And also try to do stuff that helps you in the long run with whatever it may be. So many things going on. So does that answer your first round of questions? Okay. Second piece. The significant psychosocial concerns, or did I skip one? Psychosocial concerns. So this is 3 to 8 paragraphs. This is the bulk of it. Discuss the broad range of psychosocial concerns and themes associated with the problems. Like your social work intervention as opposed to the focus of other professions and pertain to the clients who will actually come to your group. So you could talk like about, if it's women, again, 18 to 22, face so many different challenges nowadays. Here's a list of them, which this street outreach grant actually does a good job at detailing that also. It's more of a focus though under 18, but like single young people 18 to 24 are the most affected. So 18 to 24, you refer to the shelter services co-located with the Drop-In Resource Center Lighthouse. Shakely for Youth is a 28-bed program. And then they kind of describe, here they're asking for $1 million. So, and that was U.S. Housing and Urban Development. Next 2 paragraphs is like your understanding of the range of psychosocial concerns. I hate this. I guess it needs to be updated. Like I'm seeing that. Select several purposes for developing a social work group, explain the rationale. So that's just 1 or 2 paragraphs. And you can use these headings too, you know what I mean? Like those are your headings. So that is your outline. Summarize articles of group treatment intervention. So I always say go to scholar.google.com because they'll give you like, is there any other research place you guys use? Like EBSCOhost or OhioLink or, yeah, what is that one called?
You just go on Central's website and like search a database, and it'll like lead you to there, and you can pick like what search engine from like the
Oh, it probably has EBSCOhost then there too.
yeah, but I don't.
So here you can even do updated articles, so since 2019. And then you could cite all of these. I love that when you do your citations at the end, it gives you APA. It's kind of exciting. You can just do here, if you cite them in paper, do Geronimo and Shutter in 2021. That's how you would cite them. Exact quote in the middle of the paper. Then at the end of the paper, you do the whole thing alphabetized. So adolescent group therapy for girls, you know, and just like see how the articles change. Maybe do it since last year even, you know, like it's crazy how many articles they still have. And when it's here, you got the full text, which is cool. You can click on the link for the full text and download them. But it's teaching you guys how, when you're on the outs, you write a paper when you graduated to get $100,000 for you or your agency that you work for, whichever one it is. And sometimes you'll do like a quick synopsis of the article and then the next piece is benefits of group work. And that's just 1 or 2 paragraphs. So indicate the benefits of group work for the particular client, significant themes. There you could even snag from Girl Circle and like cite Girl Circle if that's what you're using. If not, the manual that you may have worked out of. Identify the general advantages of the group work as well as specific advantages. Specific advantages link significant psychosocial themes and concerns with each other in this client population, and types of group work proposed. Let me see if Then you get to the overall purpose. Right. The purpose of this group is to provide treatment for mental health treatment for adolescent girls aged 18 to 24. You know, something as simple as that, like a thesis statement. That's why you're having the group or why you're running the group. And
So part one is basically like, how many paragraphs was it? Like 3 to 8? 3 to 8? It's like the two, like a big part of the big thesis. Basically.
it is. And that's why I keep referring back to this, because look how much shit we had to write for this one to like.
We even had like graphs.
Yeah, that is good to have actual data. Like if you can find it.
You put graphs.
How would you?
Yeah.
Would an example from here be helpful?
Huh?
Would an example from here be helpful? Like the number of homeless youth in 2013 since 09. Or what's that?
I was just wondering because I was trying to do it at one time.
Right.
I couldn't figure it out. I just put the link on there.
Yeah, she said, like, how do you get the actual picture of the paper?
How do you paste it in, you're saying? Or how is it?
They'll let you copy the words, but not the actual graph.
You're saying if you try to copy it off of their article?
Like, if you're trying to, like, let's say you got that picture of a map from an article.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get that article to your paper? I mean, how do you get that map to your paper? How do you paste that map onto your paper?
And that's like Word technical skills, it sounds like. Microsoft Word technical skills, is that what you're asking?
Yeah. Like,
Because I'm horrible at that stuff.
Oh, so you
But
can do that?
you can. I don't know how to, but I feel like you could take a picture, maybe text it to yourself, for example.
And if you got the Word app on your phone, just paste it on your phone and then pull it up on your laptop. Oh, yeah.
Like say you go like that, maybe then from there, of course it's not working. Is this even the let's just use that one. Thomas, that's hilarious. That's a video. She's probably trying to show me how crazy it is today.
What are they doing, Toms? What do you hear, bud?
She's dramatic. He's dramatic. They're all dramatic. All they do is fight. She'll probably push him over now, watch. How much you want to bet? She just goes.
You just hear her breathing when she threw it too.
Oh yeah, she's just like. So I think you could drag it in. I don't know. Have you guys ever done that before? That's where I'm kind of weak. Oh, dear
You're on the phone?
God. No.
That's inspiration.
So like maybe, no, not location. Yeah, I think I was trying to show her I was talking to my mom. So like if you drag it like that, have you done that before? There you go.
Yeah.
Like that. Is that what you're asking?
I've got a MacBook.
I know, I understand, but that's say you do it from an email.
Yeah.
That's an option. So like you could email this to yourself. Say hit email, however it is that you email, and then send it to your actual. I'm not very good at this, so I'm probably the last one to ask, but I know people that are good with it, and say you just email it to yourself. You always need a subject. And then from the email, you drag it in. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
I'm not good at that shit, so that's why I just teach about it and I don't. Or when I do submit, like here, I was just an editor for somebody. Like, looks good.
That's why I was like, did you put those pictures in there? Or
I did not. I was just the editor to read it over and make sure. I'm not good at that stuff. I'll be the first to admit. So, oh, it's telling me it wants to die on me too. But luckily, we only have like 12 and a half minutes left. So yeah, people drag it in. They'll put it in the bottom. They'll put it in whatever it may be. She's just saying how basically we had to host a 75th birthday party last night for my wife's dad, and her sisters are not being very kind to her for whatever reason. Like,
Sounds like a Reddit story.
a what?
A Reddit story.
There's always drama, no matter what.
And I always picture the one too. Because like these are like, it's like, they're probably like, I don't know. It's like, wait, why are y'all arguing over like
Dumb shit.
this? Like, Robert resents the winners. I was like, it'd be crazy.
yeah, sisters can be a handful.
It's fighting. It's fighting.
I don't think she's far from that, but she's trying to take the high road, I think. So that's one way, or you can do edit, undo, back to the group. So yeah, like I can figure out how to do like a table.
Like, I don't want this table on there instead of like just fighting it.
Well, when you're trying to put in a table on where you go to insert, and then they have the option for like grab
That.
the table.
You could do that way, yeah, and then it says how big you want it to
Yeah,
be.
that's how you put in tables or pie charts and stuff like that. You go to insert and you gotta do that.
And I'm not good at that either, but that is how
But
you
if
do
you're
it
trying
right
to,
there.
like, get a picture in there, you just gonna have to like drag it over from your email or something.
Right.
I know how to get the picture on there. It'd be like, I just want like that one specific graph.
Yeah.
Instead of like,
Right.
of course you explain it, but like,
And people that are good at that can make a lot of money too, believe it or not. They're like straight up editors, like all editors that not just grammar editors. They're like, they will write the grant, or they're grant writers. So like sometimes you pay a grant writer $7,000 to write this up for you.
social worker is like a grant writer.
You can be. That's a part of one of our descriptions. Some social workers are everything.
Yeah, I seen on that paper that said you can be a lawyer with your social work degree, and I said no.
I went to
You
law
still gotta go to
school.
law school,
I went to law school.
but you did with your social work degree.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Because you can go with any undergraduate degree. So my undergrad was, I did have an MSW, then I went to law school, but you could have psychology, theology, and go to law school if you really wanted to. That's what my 2 undergrads are in.
Oh my god. But it's also kind of cool too because you could have like, if you really went further into it, you could have interviewed stereotypes if you wanted to.
I did get a master's of theology in pastoral counseling, and I do hospice with that as a, God, there's a name for it, and I always forget because I'm mostly the social worker, but when they need me as a fill-in, I'm the chaplain. Chaplain, like the theological person that does shit for you.
What is it?
Like they pray with the family and shit when your family's grandpa's dying, or like, yeah. You've seen my little my curriculum vitae or my resume before, right? I feel like
That's a lot.
Yeah, you got a lot of
You got a lot
it
of-
takes that long to figure out what you want to do in life. Hopefully you all figure it out quicker so it's cheaper for you,
Oh,
or you get your loans forgiven.
I don't like what you're giving. It's gonna happen. Probably not. Mhm. Okay.
Now the dude's asking about hosting a speaker from Uganda at Cedarville Thursday, November 16th at 2:30 p.m. And they want us to bring students. It sounds cool, and they might feed us, and it's just 3 miles away. We have to now recruit students to go to Cedarville with us 4 miles away at 2:30.
That's November 16th.
Thursday, November 16th. It's like probably the Thursday before break, and I bet a lot of people will be leaving.
Are they providing transportation as a team?
They said they will shuttle vans for us. That's what I told them. And they're like, all right, well, you guys say you won't have it on your campus. We don't really want to do it electronic, but we'll host it here and feed you and send vans and bring everybody up. That's kind of what they're saying. I'm like, all right. They don't want, our dean doesn't want it during your class time where it just seems mandatory then, forced. So I might, that is during one of my class times, so I might be like extra credit, whatever that is, but you're going to get fed or whatever. So if that answers any questions, which Nikita was saying, that's during when we have our Senate. You got any other dates we could do? It's like, yeah, 2:30. So, oh yeah, this has you quote the book. So halfway through, then we'll go over this one on Wednesday after the, there's somebody leading the group Wednesday too. But we'll finish up. It's the benefits of group work, type of group proposed, overall purpose, common group goals. Then you're only at part 2. That's a long ass paper, isn't it? That's why. How many pages? 8.
How many parts? Is it only 2 or
I
3?
believe it is 3, and we'll go over that. Both of those. Just two, but it is to 15. I know, that's why I'm talking about it in October, and I'll have like a halfway point for you in November, and then a final turn in December. Right, it could be about the group that you led, so you already know something about it. You just got to pull some research for it, and I can help you if you need help. That's the gist of it. Brittany says that sounds nice to go visit them for. I'm surprised I haven't died yet. It's like probably at 1%. Let's see. It is at 1%. Right. I know. That's why I'm saying I'm not going to go over the second half until Wednesday. That way she won't miss any of it when it dies. And that leaves you all a minute for questions.